Hey Cold Cats, it's Paul from The Magic Word, and today we are filling out your party for the new party mechanic. We're going to be looking at 5 great clerics that you could already be playing. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first cleric we're going to look at today is the cheapest. It costs 1 white. It's Weathered Wayfarer. So this card is an old card. You may be familiar with it. It costs 1 white for a 1/1, a humid nomad cleric. And for 1 white and tap, you can search your library for a land card, put it in your hand, and shuffle. And you can only play this ability if an opponent controls more land than you. So this is actually kind of set the tone. We've seen this running throughout white, where white only gets to do stuff with land if it's behind in land, and this works just the same. But what's really great about the Weathered Wayfarer is it can get any land. So it can get you your Emeria when you're setting up if you're mono white. It can get you Vesuva if you're not mono white. You know, it can get you whatever you want. It's a great card. It's a cleric. You're already playing this in some decks, and you just didn't realize it because it's a really old card, and it doesn't even have the 3 creature types printed on it in some of the versions of this card. The human, they used to not print the human all the time. Anyway, this is a great cleric. If you're making a party deck for the new Zendikar Rising mechanic, this is going to go great in your party deck. The next one we're going to costs 2 with the Harsh Mentor. So this is 1 red and 1 for another human cleric. This is a 2/2. And whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it's not a mana ability, Harsh Mentor does 2 damage to that player. So I just wanted to highlight, there are clerics outside of white and black. This is a red cleric. There were a lot of clerics printed in the Amonkhet block, and this is one of them, and this is a good one. So if you're in a red deck that wants to play with the party mechanic, here's a red cleric. It's hard if you're in restricted colors to fill out a party because not all the types are printed in every color. So here's one that red might be struggling to find a cleric if they're trying to get that full party, and here's one that you can use that will do a lot of damage over time if it hangs out. So definitely look at this if you're looking for a red cleric. And now we move on to a more well-known card, the Grand Abolisher at 2 white for 2/2. And is he a cleric? He is. His art doesn't look like that. He looks like he's a soldier or a warrior or something because he's got the muscles under that armor. Anyway, this cleric says, during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So if you're trying to do something, if you're trying to finish the game through that combat step, this is going to work. And I say that because I've had that happen many times while playing real games where you swing through, your opponent has interaction they're holding up. Oh wait, your Grand Abolisher's on the field and they can't do anything. So, sorry for them, the game's over. This is a great card. It's a great cleric for your party. Make sure to put it in there. And now we go into Mangara the Diplomat. It costs 3 and a white for a 2/4 human cleric with lifelink. And whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more are attacking you or your planeswalkers, draw a card. And whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. And most people know this card because it was a big deal when it came out in M21. It's also a cleric though, and I think Mangara will be great in your party. He costs a little bit more, but hopefully you're getting your early party members out and he can fill out the top of the party and start drawing you replacement cards to keep your hand full, keep your gas going. And now we get into the most evil cleric, Jagmoth, the Thrain Physician. He costs 2 and 2 black for a 2/4 human cleric. Similar stats to Mangara, but he has protection from humans. Also, pay a life and sacrifice another creature to put a -1 counter on up to 1 target creature and draw a card. And pay 2 black and discard a card to proliferate. So he has a lot going on. He's been out since Modern Horizons, and he has made a name for himself in doing a lot of dirty stuff. His second ability, the pay 1 life and draw a card and a bunch of other stuff, is so good because it doesn't cost any mana. He is a savage cleric. So definitely, if you have black that you need to fill out in that party deck, include this guy. Bonus round! We have Shadowborn Apostle at 1 black for a 1/1 human cleric. And Shadowborn Apostle is probably not going to go into your party deck, but I just wanted to talk about it because this card is crazy. It totally changes how you'll build a deck. A deck can have any number of cards named Shadowborn Apostle. You can pay a black and sacrifice 6 creatures named Shadowborn Apostle. Search your library for a demon card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So this card is way different from probably any other kind of party deck that you're going to make, but you just needed to know about this cleric just in case you knew about Shadowborn Apostle but forgot it was a cleric. There's your free reminder, and if you liked that reminder, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'm going to have the rest of the party creatures coming out at you very soon. Thank you. I'll see you in the future.